Next, let's explore the Know Your Trader module. This module has the ability to incorporate and analyze various electronic communication data sources on an individual to build a profile of their behavior. These data sources can again span both written electronic communication, email or chat, as well as transcribed voice conversations had by telephone. Let's click on the Know Your Trader module to explore it a bit further. For a particular user, we can enter their user ID or name to query their user profile. Here, we see a graphical representation of the profile analysis that has been done by the system. Using research based on the Big Five personality attributes, the system is able to use key phrases and the co-occurrence of those phrases to identify 5 fundamental categories. Those are openness to experience, conscientiousness, extroversion, agreeableness, and narcissism. Those 5 categories can be further divided into anger, anticipation, disgust, fear, joy, sadness, surprise, and trust. At the top, we can see a timeline and overview of the volume that's been analyzed by the system. This represents the volume of communication data the individual sent across the time period. It looks as though there are points where there are large spikes in communication volume, followed by low periods. These gaps can easily be explained as to when perhaps the user was on vacation or out of office. Hovering over each block, we can see highly occurring words within that individual time period. Here, it looks as though load, surprise, home, gas were all keywords in one particular time period, perhaps relating to an abnormal time when the user had a gas leak and needed their home repaired. The color bands describe the emotion that was detected in the communication. Here, we can see green is described as trust. Orange is anticipation. Yellow, joy. Red, anger. Clicking on each of these nodes, we can load up the information that was used in identifying that attribute. Let's click on anger to explore a bit further. On the left, we can see a chart that shows the valence and arousal of the keywords that were identified in the communication. Valence describes the combining power of the keyword, whereas arousal describes the severity of it. This can be thought of as a spectrum. If a key phrase has the ability to be used in multiple emotions, you'll see it displayed on the valence. If a key phrase has a particularly high or strong arousal or unique meaning, it'll be fairly definitive in the emotion and appear on the arousal scale. Clicking on each individual node, we can see the keywords bolded as the attributes that were used in identifying that trait. Here, it looks as though trust was identified from a communication that was sent describing the work authorization of an account opening. The system correctly identified the existence of trust being displayed from one individual to another through the authorization of the account. Let's click on a few more examples and explore further. In this particular node, the system has identified anticipation in the phrase, "This will help us gain experience in the market." We can understand this because the phrase "gain experience" exhibits anticipation. Applying this technology to various communication logs and sources, the system can help build a profile of an individual user's behavior, allowing the compliance officer to better understand that user's actions both with regards to their own historical behavior and in comparison to a peer group.